Lincoln MacCauley Alexander, CC OOnt CD QC, was a Canadian who became the first black member of Parliament in the House of Commons, the first black federal cabinet minister serving as Federal Minister of Labour, the first black chair of the Work Heiress Compensation Board, and the 24th Lieutenant Governor serving Ontario from 1985 to 1991, and the first person to serve 5 terms as Chancellor of the University of Guelph from 1991 to 2007. Alexander was also a governor of the Canadian Unity Council. Alexander was born in a row house on Draper Street near Front Street and Spadina Avenue in Toronto, Ontario. He was the eldest son of Mae Rose, who migrated from Jamaica, and Lincoln MacCauley Alexander Sr., a carpenter by trade who worked as a porter on the Canadian Pacific Railway, who had come to Canada from St. Vincent in the Grenadines. Lincoln had a younger brother, Hughie, born in 1924, and an older half-brother, Ridley Bunny Wright, born to his mother in 1920 prior to her marriage to his father. Bunny was never accepted by Lincoln Sr., and was not allowed in the familiar rest house. His family was religious, and enjoyed a social life centered on regularly attending a Baptist church in downtown Toronto. His father was a stern disciplinarian who wanted his son to play the piano. However, Alexander preferred various sports, including track, soccer, hockey, softball, and boxing, but he never learned to swim. His size made him uncoordinated, so he was not a natural athlete. As a teen, Alexander's mother moved to Harlem with his half-brother Ridley, after she was violently beaten by his father. Lincoln and his brother Hughie were cared for by Sadie and Rupert Downs until his mother could send for one of them. She chose Lincoln. Hughie remained with the Downs family and the brothers grew apart. In New York he attended DeWitt Clinton High School, the only member of his family to do so. He recalled in his memoir that, given the message about education that had been pounded into my head since I was a young child, the fact those kids did not go to school was an eye-opener for me. As a black community, Harlem allowed him to find role models who worked jobs that did not involve manual labor. In 1939, after Canada declared war on Germany, his mother sent him back to Toronto to live with his father. Lincoln met Yvonne Harrison at a dance in Toronto, the youngest of 4 daughters of Robert, a railway porter, and his wife Edith Harrison. She lived in Hamilton, Ontario. Alexander was smitten by her and resolved to marry her. Because he was too young to enlist in the armed forces, he took a job as a machinist making anti-aircraft guns at a factory in Hamilton to be close to her. After the war, Alexander completed his studies at Hamilton's Central Collegiate, and then entered McMaster University in 1946 to study economics and history, receiving a BA in 1949. At age 25, on September 10, 1948, he married Yvonne Toadie Harrison, 5 years his senior. Upon graduating in 1949, he applied for a sales job at Stelco, a steel plant in Hamilton, Ontario. Although he had references, the support of McMaster and the mayor of Hamilton, Stelco was unwilling to have a black man on its sales force. He declined their offer of his old summer job working in the plant. Alexander then attended Osgoode Hall Law School in Toronto. While there, he suggested to the dean during a lecture that he was using inappropriate language, the N-word. Challenging the dean, he said, "But you cannot say that, because you have to show leadership. You are in a position of authority, a leader in the community. A leader has to lead, and not be using such disrespectful comments without even thinking about them." Of the incident he recalled, "I don't know whatever made me stand up and ask him that in a class of 200 people, but I will tell you one thing, that day made me a man." His actions did not end his career as he feared, and Alexander graduated from Osgoode Hall in 1953.